Hello people, and welcome to day 2 of my Snowdonia solo trip. Good morning. It is about 7:30. I just woke up and oh my god, I'm so comfortable. I slept like a log all night. Didn't wake up once. It was not cold, but you could feel it was cold outside. Like I wasn't cold, but you could definitely you could feel the air's cold. Yeah. I think the only negative thing to a hammock is the fact that I'm used to waking up and being outside. In terms of I'm used to using like an open config tarp, and I'm used to waking up and able to see everything. Where it's kind of like a tent really, and that's kind of a negative in my aspect. Like I really enjoy seeing everything. Where I suppose I could have config the top up, but I didn't think about that, so yeah. No. Right, time to get up and get a coffee on. So that walking pole is coming useful for the first time this trip. Just using it to open up that a little bit. I've got cold wet feet. My trainers didn't dry off as well as I thought they would. They are drier and the socks were pretty much dry, but they're damp again now and then they're back in the shoes. But they're warm, so that's the main thing. It's going to rain today anyway, so odds are I was going to get wet feet again, so it doesn't really matter. I'll just try a bit better to try and dry them off tonight. Other than that, it's time to get a coffee on. Here's a little tip for you. Before I went to bed, I filled up my bottle of water for drinking water in the night and to make a hot chocolate last night. But I also filled up the bag of the soy mini, so this morning I haven't got to go to the stream and have the hassle of trying to fill that up. I can just get me breakfast and me brew on without having to go anywhere. And I've got the right sort. I've got a ½ litre bottle for a ½ litre bag, so it just fits in nice. Oh dear me. Really nice just having a stove instead of having to rely on fire all the time. Like normally I just rely on fire all the time, but you feel much more self-reliant doing it this way. It's kind of like, in terms of, you haven't got to worry about constantly getting a fire on. It's just, you've got means of cooking straight away. It's just such less worry, which is nice. So for breakfast I have got porridge, but I don't know what kind of porridge yet. Should we see if my system worked last night? Get rid of my snacks. There's my breakfast. What have we got? Maple syrup porridge and powdered milk. Ready to rock and roll, baby. Ah, put the lid on, Brian, you're wasting gas. Okay then, so I've been busy at work. I've had breakfast and everything. I've cleaned my pots. Fill my water up. Got enough water now to fill my hydration bladder. Hopefully it doesn't leak today.
I made the mistake of not putting my sleeping bag in a dry bag because the bottom half of my rucksack was meant to be watertight. It is, but I think it seeped slowly through the seam. It didn't soak my bag, but like you saw yesterday, it got a little bit wet, but it dried off fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap my sleeping bag in the dustbin bag that I've got, so that'll be perfect. What I was a bit confused about and worried about is the fact that this whole system, tarp and hammock, goes into the snake skins, and I figured if the tarp's wet, surely my hammock's going to get wet if it's all in one compartment. So I'm going to have to disconnect the tarp, pull the hammock into the snake skin under the tarp, and take the tarp off. Then I'm going to fold it up and put it in the bungee cord on the outside of my wrap pack so it can kind of aerate a little bit. So it's a really good system actually. Now I've figured it out. To begin with I was like, hang on, how the hell am I going to do this? My hammock's going to get soaked. But I can actually pack my hammock away under the tarp really easily. I haven't got to stuff anything in it anyway. I can just go whoop whoop and unclip the hammock, unclip the tarp, take the tarp off, fold that up while the hammock's in its snake skin staying dry, and I'm away. Very simple. I like it. I really like it. So yeah, I'm going to. It's 9 o'clock now. I'm not planning to leave till 10. I've worked out how long it should take me to get to where I want to get to. I haven't done this part of the route before, so I don't know what it's going to be like. If it is stressful, obviously I haven't got my actual proper map now that I wanted to use. So if it is a bit stressful, I probably won't record. But to be honest, I think it is pretty straightforward. I've got my GPS, so I'm pretty much just going to follow that, just to make it simple for myself. No point stressing over stuff. My only worry yesterday was the weather's going to be too bad to get GPS signal, but I should be alright. So yeah, I'm going to pack up in a bit, and I'll bring you back when I'm packed up and ready to hit trail. Okay, so that's me all packed up. It all packs away very quickly actually. Haven't left anything on the ground I don't think. I have to double check that in a minute. But it all packs away really nice and quick. Tarp strapped to the back at the minute. I'm hoping it's not going to be as grim as it is looking at there. I mean, I can see the water hitting the lake and it looks pretty heavy. Hopefully it's not. I can hear the buzzard, and that brings back memories because on the first night I woke up here, I could hear a buzzard chasing a heron around the lake. I've already told that story in another video, and that was another one of those moments where it's like, yeah, I like this hobby. It'd be nice if it was the same buzzard. It probably is. I don't recall how long buzzards live for, but probably is. If not, it's definitely a relative. So yeah, I'll say goodbye to this camp. Till next time. It definitely won't be the last time. I think I've decided I'm going to bring Emily back here for her first hiking camp. We're going to do her first wild camp in the local woods in August, and then after that we'll probably next summer we'll come back here I think and do. So it's not too far to walk, and we'll just do the one night and walk back. So yeah, so till next time, I'm now going to hit the trail and get very wet. Feet are already soaked, toes are going to get wet, but they're thin, lightweight things, so they'll dry off no problem at all when we go back to camp. So I've got my crag hopper waterproof on, which is proving nice at the minute. So yeah, let's hit road. Okay, so I'm just coming out of the valley now, just coming out of the forest. It's going to get open now, probably a bit windy. I've lost my, well I haven't lost it, but the piece of foam that I put on the top as like a windbreak is in my my down jacket. It's not down, but it's, you know, that down sort of jacket. It's in the pocket of that, which is in its pouch, which is in another pouch at the bottom of my bag. So, I'm sorry, but it might be a bit windy, even though it doesn't seem very windy today, so hopefully it'll be alright. But yeah, just making my way up this loggers road now. Struggling to get a GPS signal, but the map, my phone's telling me my flat's being a compass, and it's showing me the map, so I can work it all out, even though I've got my compass on me, so all is well. Although my feet are sodden, I've just had to wring my socks out because I don't want to wear away, I don't want to soften my feet up too much, but I'm alright. So it looks like I'm going to be walking across the plains of Rohan for the for the next 4 hours. Beautiful, but it's going to be a bit open. But I knew it was going to be open. I'm just hoping it's going to be. All I ask for is a path to walk on, not even a big path, just something to walk on. So I haven't got to tramp through grass constantly, because that's going to be grim. So if I've got a path, I'll be happy. So I've been following Aragorn for about half a mile now, and he's just met up with the rest of the fellowship. So we're just heading to Rivendell, and then in no time we'll be on the plains of Rohan. They seem to be leaving me behind. Come on guys, what's going on? We're meant to be a fellowship. You didn't leave Frodo behind. Pricks. What kind of crazy people live in a house all the way up here? Nice house. Alright, I found the path. It appears that this is my marker to turn off the road. And that's my path. I don't know if you can see it, but I can't. Well, I think it's the path anyway, so we're going to follow this. Hopefully it gets fucking better, because this is grim. We'll follow this for some time, and if it doesn't get any better, I might follow the road. It's a longer path, but it'd be more pleasant to walk on. That's for certain. Oh, this is just bog. Grim. It's definitely a human trail though. Oh god, nothing went over then. It's definitely a human trail though, because a sheep wouldn't do this. Over onwards, over onwards. Well, if my feet weren't wet before, they definitely are now. Absolutely sodden. But I am quite enjoying the whole walking with wet feet mentality. It's kind of like basically. Hang on a minute. Where's the path? Basically, no matter what you do, if you do any kind of long distance walking, your feet are going to get wet. Like if it's a wet environment, that is. Like I've got Gore-Tex leather boots, and when I was in the Peak District, oh god, before I went to the Peak District, I waxed them. I waxed them heavily, and obviously there's Gore-Tex as well underneath. And 2 days walking in bog like this, they just gave in. Eventually, the water's going to get through the wax. And Gore-Tex works on pressure as well, so eventually that gives way. And the worst thing about that is when water does get in, because it's Gore-Tex, it's not going to get out. Where these, there's mesh panels on the sides, so even though it floods water in, it also floods water out. So you're never actually sitting in puddles, you're just kind of sitting in like wet socks, which is just a bit grim, but it's actually quite refreshing having like floods of, oh my lord, what am I doing? Talking to the camera does not help. I'm literally in a bog here. What was I saying? It's actually quite refreshing having like floods of water rushing into your shoes. Where am I? Where is the path? I've got off course here. I'm going to get onto higher ground because it's really fucking boggy down here. Get gone. Let's get up here. I think there's a path up here. I started to follow the water instead of follow the path. There we go, path up here. Good thing about these trails though, these trails drive well quick. Literally 10 minutes getting out of the forest. And it was here's the path. Well, these trails are sodden now, but 2 minutes of like some dry weather. 10 minutes of some dry weather. And I dry off. Right, so the plan has changed slightly. My original plan was to head up there and go over and then come back round and touch the forest in from the top. This is the bottom of the forest here. The issue being is I started to go up there and it's complete sludge like it was back there but uphill, and I don't want to be climbing up that. It's just going to be dangerous and grim. So what I'm going to do is I'm following this trail now into the bottom of the forest, and I'm going to work my way up around that way and still get to the same point. Slightly shorter, but what I worked out was that the distance I just covered in that sludge was about, oh, dropping the camera. The distance I covered in that sludge was about time and a half to what I was doing yesterday. So it was taking me half as long to do the same distance on this path. So what I judged for me to do over there is going to take me a lot longer, and it means I won't actually get to camp till quite late, which is a bad thing. Where this one, I'm going to get to camp a little bit earlier than I wanted to. I'm probably going to get there about probably 2:30, maybe 3 instead of 4. But yeah, it'll be nicer to walk, and we're going to be in the trees soon, so there'll be less rain as well. Right, so we've got to the forest. Just come all the way across there. There's a couple of miles that was. Into here now. Hopefully the path's a bit nicer. Most of that I was basically just following a stream, walking through a stream. So it was pretty rocky and slippery. But it'd be nice to get somewhat out of the rain for a little bit. Well, most of the rest of the trail now is from the forest. It's a very big forest, this is, so I'm going to cross here. It's a very big forest, so I've got quite a bit of walking to do in this. Oh yeah, look at this trail, this is nice. Okay, how do I get in? Cute. So we'll walk this. The problem is now I was going to obviously come in from the top of the forest. I was going to enter the forest from the top and walk my way down and camp near the bottom, but I'm at the bottom already pretty much. So I don't really know what to do. I might walk up and then back down again or something. I just need to fill my time with some walking. So I haven't cut it short by too much because, like I said, it's a big forest. It's going to take me a little bit to get to where I want to be. But I don't want to go too far north and camp. I don't want to camp up north because, and then when I'll be cutting myself short on time to get back. Interesting. It's very boggy, isn't it? Jesus. Don't really want to walk through that, but I don't think we've got much choice. How boggy is this? Feet are already wet, so it doesn't really make much fucking difference. Oh yeah, that's nice and muddy, that is. Grim. The trees. Oh, catch the rucksack. Oh, lovely. Literally, I can never do a weekend away where it's just nice weather. Today's meant to be the worst day. And to be fair, the rain's not even that bad, it's just the ground's soggy. I don't know, it feels like it's been raining for like 3 years. Like, look at this, where's this come from? It must have been raining for the night. But I slept so well, I don't know if it did rain for the night. I've got to say, this place feels very wild. It feels very kind of untouched and overtaken by nature. Like, there used to be walls and stuff and they're just completely overgrown. And there's even lichen growing on some of the trees. I mean, we don't get lichen in this country really, very rarely. You know, you need quite, well, from what I presume is you need quite a well established, untouched woodland for lichen to set in, to get the right climate, you know. I'm literally walking up a stream here, I don't know what's going on. But walking with wet feet, I know I keep going on about it, but walking with wet feet really does save you hassle of trying to avoid puddles and stuff. Just carry on, straight on through. It's waterproof, working very nicely. I don't know why I went to the Peak District. Do you remember that time I went to the Peak District for the first time and I went with a poncho, and in the first 30 seconds of getting in the car, the thing just ripped off me with the wind. And then I was soaked, nearly got hypothermia. Won't be doing that again. This thing's working. I'm regulated nice, I've just got my thermal top underneath. And just my waterproof. I'm going back into the trees now. So I've been on this beautiful, beautiful road for about a quarter of a mile, and it's a real nice rest on my feet, man. So I was literally walking through water constantly. It was ridiculous. It was getting to the point where my feet were going numb with cold. Seems to be a fairly fast flowing river here, which is pretty cool. That's cool, isn't it? This is pretty interesting. The forestry commissioner cutting away the rock and turning it into that stuff. I think I've finally come to terms with the kind of solitude of this trip. It's quite nice. I'm like looking forward to getting to camp now and setting up and doing my routine. And I noticed earlier, when I was walking yesterday, I was kind of ready to set up camp. I was a bit fed up of walking at one point. I was like, right, I'm ready to set up camp now. And that was about 3 o'clock, which is perfect. And then this morning, I was kind of tired of being at camp, and I wanted to get up and move, and I wanted to walk. And then I'm getting to that point again, I'm like, right, I'm ready to set up camp again now. So there is kind of a routine you go through and a process. But this rain's been a little bit grim today. It's not. I'd rather it tip it down and be over and done with than this constant pitter patter, because I've got to have my hood up constantly, and it's annoying. I'd rather have it down so I can see and hear stuff. But yeah. So now I'm in what seems to be Old Forest, making my way to Rivendell. I think this is a biking route, but it's told me. Map's telling me to come this way, so I just got a little bit of signal, so I text home. I got two whole bars, so that was nice. Oh, bloody hell! I took the chance in the trees to take my hood off. It's all dripping on me. It's doing amazing. So yeah, everything is a-okay. Not far till I get to the area where I want to camp, and then I've got to find somewhere suitable. The problem is with these carnivorous woodlands is that the trees are so densely growing together. There's nowhere. It's very difficult to find somewhere to actually set up with enough space to be comfortable. Oh look, bog, lovely. We haven't had bog in a while, have we? My feet were finally starting to dry off a bit, and now here we go again. Oh well, hey oh. Oh Jesus Christ! Tree in the face. Just when we thought the hardship was over, I'm now navigating through this shit. These trails are not walked very often at all. I don't think anyone comes in this forest, which is nice. It feels very wild actually. But I was hoping for it to be nice because it's my first trip, and was hoping for an easy passage. But if this is what it takes to be proven as a real man, then so be it. The great wolf spirit is looking down on me. Check out that for a valley. I do believe the road's down there. I've had signal for quite some time at the minute, so I've sent a few texts out, which is quite nice. It'd be nice if that held out through this evening, because I'm camping relatively near, like a mile or two out of where I am now. And it's going to be a similar kind of area, like it's still an open valley, so with a bit of luck, it'd be quite nice to just be able to sit at camp and ring home instead of having to stand on top of a pissing hill. That was a problem last night. Like I rang Emily for like 20-25 minutes. But I would have done it for longer, or it would have been much more comfortable if I could have sat in my hammock and done it. But, that's not the point of being outdoors, I guess. Anyway, hello. So the path that's meant to be here is no longer here. I am greeted with this mess. I'm trying to get down to the bottom of the valley. But I don't know. It could take a while. It's not going to be fun. And I've got to be careful as well because there's just upturned logs, upturned stumps, roots, branches. It's basically been logging here, so it's just the remains of a logging area. But it's nothing we're not used to. I've done this before. Just got to be very careful. The ground is constant things to trip up on. Slow and steady wins the race in this one. Alright, so I managed to get through all that. That was hard going, man. It was very tricky walking, and the brambles are the biggest problem. There's just brambles fucking everywhere. Just constantly getting caught in your trousers. You're just constantly tripping up. So I got the pole out, which was very useful. Saved me falling completely on my arse. Now I've got one more bit to get through before I get to the main road, which is where I'm trying to get to cross over. But if I've got to go through any more of that, I'm not going to be happy. There should have been a path through all of that, but there wasn't. I could not find a single path. Alright, so I'm just making my way down this trail. There's a road here, and there's a main road next to it. And then there's the Forestry Commission Visitor Centre down there. So I've decided if they sell any coffee and cake, I'm going to have some. Because today has been grim. And then I want to find somewhere to camp over that side. Because here is very hilly, very boggy. There's not really anywhere. I haven't seen one campsite yet. Hopefully over there is going to be a little bit flatter. I know there's a river over there, so I'm planning to try and find somewhere to camp over there. Right, so after I sat down outside and had some food, I went inside and I sat in the warm for a little bit, for about half an hour, and I logged into the Wi-Fi and was able to call Emily. She's finished work early, so I managed to get a call out to her over Wi-Fi, which is nice. I've had surprisingly contact with home, obviously, like one call a day. It's just nice to, it just kind of resets you, especially being on the Wi-Fi. I had a little look on Facebook and messaged a few people, and it's just nice to, it just kind of resets you back into, it doesn't take much to just be like, right, I've had enough of that now, back outdoors. But being stripped completely out for a long time, just kind of, it is kind of a shocking thing. So I'm currently now, it's now 3 o'clock. I'm giving myself an hour to find a nice camp spot. I am very cold at the minute because I warmed up and dried off, but now I've come out and I'm not moving very much, so I'm quite chilly. But there's a river here and I was planning on camping. Well, actually I'd love to camp just here. I'd love to just set up between these two trees, use that table to camp on, but I can't. There's a massive path here and it's quite a public area. It's the Forestry Commission. So, and I'm working my way up there, it's too hilly, so I'm going to cross over the bridge and I'll work my way along that side, see if I can't find something suitable over there. But I'm trying, I don't really want to walk through any any ferns or any bushes, because I've just dried my trousers off, so I don't really want to get them wet again. I can help it, so I'll leave you now and I'll bring you back when I've finally found a camp. Well then, I finally made it to camp, and I've got to say I am absolutely shattered. I am done for today. I'm glad that I've got set up when I did, because I was beginning to run out of patience and time. Not time, patience and energy. Patience and energy. Still raining. Whew, today's been brutal. Constant rain. I knew today would be the toughest day, so we've got through it. And I've set up in a nice little spot now. I'm glad I found this spot. I've got some flat ground, surrounded by shrub and heather and moss and all sorts. So yeah, we're here for the next 12 hours or so. And then I'm up and off again. I meant to look at the weather forecast when I had Wi-Fi, but I completely forgot. So I don't know what the weather's like tomorrow. when I looked at home, it was meant to be alright tomorrow, but you know things can change. So I really wish I would have looked, but I can't bother to go back there now. Right then, I am just chilling out, and I thought I'd just show you this. Is it going to focus? It's like a home cinema, this is. Hang on, let me see if I can get to focus. There you go. Just literally hung it up on the ridge line. I'm watching Pompeii. It's good shit, man. Right, so now I've been here. It's quite some time. Obviously, I've been here like 2 days. No, 3 days now. What? Whoa, 2 days. I'm really enjoying. Like, I've got a lot of. Oh God, everything's wet. I've got a lot of systems in place that like help you out. So I'm going to go through them just to show you, and maybe you could use them in your further camps. So here's the sleeping bag, obviously. This is the Hennessy sleeping mat, by the way. It attaches into the sleeping bag, so it doesn't like move around in the night, and it's really lightweight, and it's much cheaper than getting a snug pack underquilt. These are about 25 quid, and they work for absolutely great. Right, under here, see this is my mozzie net, but down the back here I've got a washing line, and I've got my socks hanging on it. Obviously I've got my sleeping bag drying out in a minute, but so that's my washing line to dry stuff up. Here I've tied up, with the remaining cord from the hammock, I've tied up the rucksack, save it falling over, so that can kind of sit and dry. Sorry, I'm really cramped at the minute because I haven't got my waterproof on, so I'm trying to stay dry under this thingy. This is just a heavy rubble bag, which I use to put my things on to keep them dry off the ground. Keep my cook kit off over there, because the cook kit doesn't really matter. My shoes, when I'm going around camp, I haven't got any socks on at the minute, because obviously my feet are wet in there, so I can get, when I'm getting into the hammock, and I'm pretty much living in the hammock tonight, because I've just gone and got all my water, so I haven't got to move again, so I can just chill out for many hours. So I'm just running around a minute with barefoot inside there, so I can get into my hammock and just dry my feet off. But this is a bit damp at the minute. I think I've just been lying in there, and I think it's just built up some condensation. It's really annoying. I don't know. That's the one thing I haven't cracked with the outdoors yet. I can't conquer condensation. Like when I was lying down in my sleeping bag earlier, and underneath the sleeping bag it's all wet, just from lying there for like an hour. So if anyone's got any tips on how to defeat condensation, or whether it's just a case of just keep drying your stuff out, let me know. So yeah, I need to charge the camera, so it's about to die. Charging my phone. Oh yeah, that's what I meant to show you. I don't know if the camera's going to die though. These are power gens. It's on 3 lights at the minute, it's meant to have 4. And I couldn't do anything I do without them. That one thing keeps my camera charged, my phone charged, my iPod charged, my iPod speaker charged. What else did I keep charged? Head torch charged. I normally carry 2 of them, but I'm testing out to see if I can get away with 1. And I think I can get away with 1 because it's not even halfway gone yet. And I've got plenty left. And I'm nearly finished the trip near enough. And basically that's got 12,000 milliamps worth of power in it. And just for example, my phone, which is like a standard smartphone, is 1,000 milliamps. So technically I can charge it 12 times. But obviously I've got my camera and everything else. But the phone battery is the biggest battery, and that's 1,000 milliamps. So the charger got 12,000, so you can charge everything forever. So you haven't got one, invest. That one's about 50 quid, but I got it for a steal at 25, so I bought 2 at the time. Because for like a week-long trip like Norway, we're just constantly hitting the music, so I'm constantly charging the iPod and stuff. But even then, I think I could have near enough got away with 1. I don't think we needed 2, especially between all of us. Like all 4 of us have got 1, at least 1. I've got 2. So there's definitely no need for me to carry 2 really, but hey, I've got them both, so no losses, no losses. I'll tell you something, it's such a good feeling lying here with everything I need. I've got water, I've got food, I'm dry, I'm warm, I've got contact with home. I'm just literally chilling. I could stay here for days. It's great. The campsite's really quite nice actually to say. It was kind of said I didn't really know where I was going to find camp. But generally, I find that, I don't know, all the experiences that I've had with trying to find a campsite that I don't know the area, I end up with some shit place. Generally, not all the time, but and that's why I decided a hammock was the way to go, because you can get a lot more comfortable in a hammock easily than having to ground dwell. I mean, around here, I would not be able to ground dwell. I don't know if I'd be able to lie. No, I wouldn't even be able to lie where I am now. I mean, this is relatively flat for a camp, but not flat enough to lie down. That's why, for journeys, for when you go travelling, we're going on a trip, hammocking is definitely the way to go. It's just more versatile. You can do a lot more, and then if there aren't any trees, you can still ground dwell if you need to. But yeah, just make them like if I was ground dwelling today, I wouldn't be able to sit and relax now while it's been pissing down all day, and I'm sitting here for the next 4 hours, chilling, reading my book, watching films and stuff. I wouldn't be able to do that if I was on the ground, because there'd be no way of sitting comfortably like this. I'd just be sitting up and be very uncomfortable. So yeah, I definitely get the whole hammocking ethos. It makes a lot of sense now. To say today's been rainy, I think I've learnt a lot. I've really kind of, I don't know, I've enjoyed having the systems in place to keep things dry and getting things up quick in the rain. I mean, I got this shelter up for like 5 minutes. It was mental, like perfect as well. So I've enjoyed it. I've learnt a lot from this one day. Tomorrow's meant to be nice and warm. It's meant to be sunny all day. It's meant to be sunny for most of the day. If it's not sunny, it's cloudy. No rain whatsoever. 16 degrees. So it's going to be a lovely day tomorrow. Similar to what it was yesterday, I assume. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to walking tomorrow. It's going to be nice. And give me a chance to, hopefully it'll be, the rain stops at 11 o'clock tonight, so hopefully the tarp will dry overnight, which will be nice, so I can pack it away dry. The best thing would be if my train is dry, but I don't think they're going to, because they're so saturated. Hopefully my new Solomons will dry a bit quicker than these, but hey ho, once you get your feet in them and warm up, it's not actually a big deal. So yeah, I've just been reading my book. I'm going to finish watching Pompeii in a bit. Loving life. Right, I'm cooking up some dehydrated beef, rice, chilli and veg. It's quite nice because I've had that sitting in water for about an hour, just rehydrating. Not planning on cooking it anytime soon, and then it's just ready for me. As soon as I want food, heat it up, and I'm ready. Like, it literally takes minutes to heat it up. So I just love how efficient everything is. Like in daily life, I love efficiency. Like I said before yesterday, like I like to be doing something constantly, and when I'm doing things, I like to be really efficient at doing them. So I'm loving this. I've never camped like this before. I've never done like a hike, especially by myself, where you rely completely on yourself. And just especially in rain as well, like having everything really efficient, so you don't have to go outside. You go out to your camp as little as often as possible. Oh, it's good. I love it. It's getting on for 8 o'clock now, so I'll ring Emily at 8 o'clock. I need to stir this. Hang on, I'll come back to it. So I haven't cooked it all. I've actually only put in half my ration because I'm not really that hungry. Don't know why, but when I come outside I don't eat a lot. Don't know. When I'm camping in the woods, like with Bill and Jordan, all we do is eat. When I come on a trip, like Sweden, I didn't eat a lot in Sweden. And I know quite a few people have said that, just when they're out and about they don't eat a lot. It's weird because you think you'd be eating a lot because you burn a lot of calories, but in fact I've read somewhere that somebody doesn't eat a lot, but when they actually get like over 3 or 4 days, that's when the hunger starts to kick in again. So it must be for the initial period maybe, just not really that hungry. Then when you really start to burn your calories off, you must start to eat. Because I haven't ate all my food, like all my snack food for the past 2 days I haven't eaten, I haven't even touched them. So I'm carrying a lot of dead weight at the minute. But it's worth carrying because you never know how you're going to feel, so, and it's not that heavy, so yeah, on with eating this. I'm looking forward to this. Right, so this is just an example of the efficiency of camp. I need more water. Before I need to do that, I've made sure I cook my meal, so when I do get out, I can clean my pot as well. But before I do that, I've also made sure I drank plenty of water, so I'm gonna let that sit for a bit so I can get my final wee before I go to bed. What else have I got to do? Oh, and then I'm going to batten down the hatches. So I'm saving everything up for one go, so I haven't got to keep putting my shoes on and off. So yeah, in a minute, once I've just had plenty of drink, so I'll give it 5 minutes, let that go through my system, because that water goes through my system quickly. And I'll get up and do all those things, dry my feet off again, and we'll be in the hammock for the rest of the night. Right then, so I figured I should probably wrap this video up. It's been a good day, I've learnt a lot. I've been sitting here thinking about all the things I've done today in terms of terrain. Like, I've covered some crazy terrain. Thinking back, I don't know how I did it, like it was pretty tough at some points. But yeah, today was good. I learned a lot from the day actually. It's I'm kind of glad it rained. It's taught me a lot about hiking in the rain, and also camping in the rain. I really enjoyed it. So hopefully tomorrow should be a good day. The weather's meant to be nice. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow, very, very soon.